everybody. Today's session we are going to work through the downward facing dog. So we'll just try to join some strength in the upper body and decompression of the spine through inversions. So downward facing dog is an inversion. So I want to just start with just some breathing so that we can be ready for what we're about to do. So that's always good. I've got some aromatherapy oils here. I'm going to use some of it so that I can get in the mood for the session. So what I'm going to do is rub my hands in front with the oil in my palms. Try the deep breath and take these smells in. Sigh the tension out. I'm gonna place my nostrils a little bit so I can keep smelling nice, and that's going to put me in a good mood because I got lavender oil here. It's going to slow my thoughts. I'm trying to calm. Setting my intentions for today's session. Just try to breathe deep into the belly first. Visualize this breath lifting your spine up all the way. As you exhale, narrow the back of the throat and we go. One more deep breath. Then you open the eyes here. I'm going to start on all fours just to get the downward facing dog in the go. So if you start with the hands and knees here, tuck the elbows in, start rotating the shoulders. You're going to shoulder rotations all the way wherever you can. Check to see that your back doesn't hang. So it just stays as it is, and we are just deepening the breath here. You can soften your elbows and now go opposite direction. Inhaling and exhaling, and inhaling and exhaling. And then we relax, look over your right shoulder, and then look over your left shoulder, and right shoulder, and left shoulder, and then we can just come into cat and cow. Inhale and exhale. Slow the breath. Notice the mood. Notice how when you slow the breath down, everything feels different. And you have the time and the space to do one thing and the other, so you're not getting all jammed up with the movements. So you can now bring the balls of your feet on the ground. We're gonna lean onto the arms and lift the knees off the floor. Try to stay there and then relax back. It's very hard, so you don't have to stay a long time, but it's a good way to understand how your core has to activate before we push back the down dog. Okay, so we're gonna breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and we breathe out. Now lift your hips up, keep your knees bent first, and then come back towards the floor. You can relax, and then lift the hips up, chest to the thighs, and then come back and we relax. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Chest to the thighs, breathe in, breathe out. We relax and lengthen. Breathe in, breathe out. We go chest to thighs. Breathe in, breathe out. We relax and we lengthen one more time, just that way. Now stay here. Then we stretch the heels and bend the knees to chest. You may not be touching on the floor with the heels, so it doesn't matter. You're trying to do your best to lengthen the legs, but we don't stick our ribs out. We're trying to hang upside down and stick your tail up. Deepen and enjoy your breath here with the breath. And then we can relax, hang upside down properly. Then come on to all fours and sit back on the child's pose here. Relax the arms, your neck, your shoulders. Try to feel the spine lengthen as you breathe into it. You're going into spinal breath. When your body is folding forwards, you can feel the breath pushing in the back. So you can really extend the spine on inhalation and exhalation, brings it back down, closer to the floor. Now from here, we're just gonna go hands and knees again. And then lift your hips up first, then stretch your legs out. Take one leg behind you, wherever you can take it. Then bring the knee in, bring it forwards, and then you go back again, and we bring it forwards. If this is feeling too hard, you can bring the opposite knee on the ground as you bring down the knee forwards. We are trying to bring the knee in between our arms. One more time. So now you can bring the back leg in. So we can step the leg properly between the hands here. We do this a lot in my session. So this is the dragon pose. You're gonna try to stay here with the body tight over the arm. You might need yoga blocks either side. Even though my chest is touching the leg, I'm being able to extend my crown of the head away from my shoulders, and then I'm pushing my hips right down. Not everyone's gonna be able to do this, so you can have your blocks here or hands here trying to come down here, but still you can stretch the spine, okay? We are trying to breathe in, breathe out. Then we're just gonna come up and take the opposite arm and try to twist towards the front leg and hold it here for a minute. Try to elongate the spine up as you push your hands down. Keep the top of the neck lengthening. Breathe in, breathe out. Couple more breaths. Then we are going to undo our arms, bring the front leg back, sit back to relax in the child's pose, becoming mindful of that spinal breath again. Practicing your ujjayi breath here. Then we're gonna go on all fours, dig the toes under, knees lift first. You lift the hips up and then try to stretch your legs. Opposite legs come up, then you're gonna bring it over and up and over towards the hands and up. Now you can bring the other leg down to make it easier. One more. Now I'm gonna come down with the knees to step this leg forwards. And again, we're trying to squeeze the belly against the leg. First. Enjoy your breath all the way through. Keep pressing the heel down. The tendency is this heel wants to lift up, okay? And again, you might be just a bit more like this and your hips a little bit further back. It's okay. You just have to do your best here. Then we can come up, inhale. Exhale, bring the opposite elbow towards the front leg and you twist around. Relaxing the neck and the shoulders. Keep pushing with the top hand onto the bottom so you can try to turn your torso. Soften your cheeks, your face. Deepen the breath. Find calm amongst storm. Even though it's a very difficult pose, you try to be serene in the pose here. Finding inner strength. Keep pressing the front foot down. Keep trying to twist further back. And then we can relax down. Take the front leg back. Again, sit in the child's pose. Trying to breathe at the back of the body. Try to sit your hips as far down as you can towards the heels. You can cushion your bum if you need to. One more deep breath here, then we can come up on the hands and knees again. We are going to find that downward facing dog, lifting the hips first, hanging the neck, and then you get the heels down. We try to find each and every digit flat on the floor here. Take the opposite leg up again. This time I'm gonna bend this knee and try to rotate my hip. Easier option would be bringing the opposite knee down and doing it here, right? This could be your easier option. Now go in the opposite direction. One more. Then I'm gonna step this leg outside and then bring the blocks inside into my hands here so I can just stay down a little bit more. You've noticed we are not holding for long. I'm gonna turn this toe out so I'm getting on the inner leg and lifting my spine up. Deepening the breath, trying to find both hips are staying level so I'm not collapsing on the side I'm not going to force too far too soon. Despite we are not holding long, I want to feel the alignment through the hips. So when I level the hips up, make sure this knee is trying to stay in line with my shoulder and that foot is not getting in or out. I'm gonna keep it steady. Again, looking for length in the spine without collapsing on the side so much. In a moment, we're gonna roll over to the other side. When that happens, I'm gonna rotate this leg further, so you'll see. So let's do a couple more deep breaths here. Then we are going to go on the side of this foot to push the knee out. So now you're getting into the hip. So as you twist over again, open twist here, I'm checking to see my ankle is not going to hurt me. And now I'm allowing the back hip to drop down so my torso can turn. But shoulders are not going into my ears, okay? We are not holding for long, so I know it is hard. You don't need to push as deep as me. You can come a little bit higher up, okay? Keep pushing into that leg so you can feel the hips activating outside. Now I'm going to fall towards this side. So I'm in the pigeon pose and I'm managed. I'm going to turn around so you can see a bit better. I managed to kind of get my bum on the ground and my back leg is straight. You may have to bend that back knee and get a cushion under your hip here. Okay? So now I'm going to try to go forwards. And just keep my body upright. Again, I want my spine to feel length, so I'm not going down. Just loading that front hip. And trying to get into spinal breath here. You're working on the gallbladder meridian here and the stomach and spleen. And also if you recline really far, you get to the kidney ones as well, but mainly outside of this front hip, isn't it? That's where we are feeling it. Then we are going to go back to where we started on the other side, so you can bring your knees back, sit this time, keeping the hips really high, stick your tail back and stretch the spine. Then come up on the hands and knees and lift your hips up first and place the heels down as far as you can go. Lift opposite leg to do the hip rotations. Keep your down dog strong and other way around. Then we can step outside. And I'm going to bring my blocks in and starting in the dragon with open knee here. So turn that toe out. I'm not sinking too deep, too quickly onto this hip. Gonna keep that knee rotating out, press onto the foot. Lift my chest, elongate the body. Keep pressing the foot down. Keep checking that my hips are level. relax the neck and the shoulders. Don't tense the shoulders too far up. You can use the blocks so that you don't have to lock the elbow so hard, okay? Now we're gonna try to go on the side of the foot. Again, don't force too far, and you kind of lean on the thigh or the other side and look over. Just drop a little bit more on the back hip now, and you're trying to lift the spine and look over the shoulder. Deepen the breath as much as you can. Still thinking of your breath. Still thinking, lengthening the spine, even though we are trying to collapse the hips down. We are resisting the gravity with our core to lengthen through the spine and twist properly. Now we are just gonna go slowly, try to bring that knee down and just keep the body upright as I go down. I'm not collapsing completely. You can stay on the hands if you want, or bend the back knee, remember. Elongating the crown of the head away from my tailbone. I want my body to expand as I'm stretching. My decompression from the down dog is still here in through my posture or my spine. You're trying to bring the hip down, but your head and your spine is really engaging up and away from the hips. Keep checking that Ujjayi breath is still present. And you're just still relaxing through the neck, shoulders. That our core is still activating to hold us in good posture. Then you're going to come out of it back to child's pose. So you can stretch the tail up this time, trying to get the chest to the floor. My chin does touches, I'm turning the side of my face on the ground, lifting my hips up. So you're still getting the decompression, lengthening the spine. Giving yourself a little break from the hips. It's like hanging upside down. If you manage to get as far as me, you can turn the other cheek, but most of you will be just on your hands and forehead, maybe a block under the head. You can stay in child's pose instead. Now from here we're gonna go up to dolphin. So we're gonna be on your forearms and then knees under the hips. That pushes up, chest stays towards the legs, and you can walk, squeeze into that chest, and then you lengthening the legs wherever you can come. Again, you might not have your legs flat. Mine isn't flat at this point. You can see. My shoulders are activating, but my head is off the floor, and I'm decompressing still by keeping my hips up and lifted. Breathe. And then we can open the knees and relax the forehead on the ground. Just relax and rest. Notice where your spine is, how you're breathing into it. Try to stretch and stretch some more. We've been doing upside down poses for all the time, so you should be feeling a little bit more decompressed. Now we are going to lie on our belly and just turn the body one direction with the head, relaxing everything else. So I turn my cheek, I'm cushioning my face so I can be comfortable here. And if you want, you can tuck the arms and just totally surrender in the pancake. Or you can bend the side knee to the side and make it a little bit more easy on your lower back. Still noticing the breath expanding our vertebrae. Feeling the space in the spine that we created, the compression. You feel your stomach soften here. Now turn the other cheek. So you can stretch the other side of your neck, try to elongate the head away from the tailbone. Notice how you're feeling. You've been hanging upside down for a while now. You'll feel maybe a little giddy in the head because all the oxygen is moved into the head. Check to see you're okay. Surrender any tension you might feel now. In the back of the body, front of the body, your cheeks and your jaw. Even your eyes can rest a little. Now we're just going to take one off and then turn onto the side in the C curve. You can decide to go onto your back and lie down in Shavasana. Or you can join me in the C curve here. As soon as you turn, you're going to feel good. Everything is slow down. Observe how your body is feeling now. Notice the quality of your breath. Notice the space you created in the spine. When you're ready to sit, you're going to help yourself with the arm on top and then come around to sit. You're just going to chant Om once, 3 times Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Run out of breath there. Take the arms up, join your palms together. Touch your face, touch your chin, touch your chest. Namaste everybody. I hope that was great. See you next time.